Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday meditation gathering. So glad you're all here to share this time together. This week we have Sandy Snelling, who will lead us in meditation, and then we'll have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we'll open it up for sharing, and we end at 10:45. Over to you, Sandy.
Hello, everyone. Really good to see you all. So when I asked for guidance for today's meditation, it came up as peace, the peace of God. So we'll focus on that today. So it says in the manual for teachers that there is a kind of peace that is not of this world. God's peace is first recognized by just one thing. In every way, it is totally unlike all previous experiences. It calls to mind nothing that went before, and it brings no past associations. It is a new thing entirely. So it got me thinking about how often we're not at peace, that, how many times through our day, through our week, that we find ourselves in judgment or worry or anxiety or constant planning or whatever form the ego wants to take that takes us out of alignment with God and our true selves. So Jesus gives us many lessons in the course to try and practice this, and he says that peace is God's gift to us. So for you was peace created, given you by its creator, and established as his own eternal gift. And he tells us that no one who truly seeks the peace of God can fail to find it. Ask for this and you can only win. To ask for what you have already must succeed. So he's reminding us that we've already got it. We just get blinded by what goes on from the ego. And, it just takes a few moments for us to just align ourselves and the peace is already there. It's another aspect of love. So we want to try and tap into that. And although God's peace is not of this world, we're told that peace is a bridge that everyone will cross to leave the world behind. But peace must begin within this world perceived as different. So we have got to keep connecting into that peace so that we can really then connect to heaven's peace that is really here all the time. In Tom Carpenter's book, The Dialogue on Awakening, Jesus tells us, if peace is the basis for all things that exist in reality, then how can you feel connection with your source unless you feel peace? What can peace be except a word, unless, of course, you allow it to flow through you? So that's what we're going to try to do in our meditation, is connect with that peace and allow it to flow. So we're not just allowing it just to stay in us, we're going to help it to flow through us and use that as we will go into the world. So with that in mind, I'd just like you to think of a time when you were really peaceful. We've all got a time where we felt so peaceful. And I don't really want you to tap into the story around it. I want you to tap into the feeling of that peace, that real, true peace, because we're going to use that in meditation to help us go a bit deeper. We know in meditation, if we can really feel things, it just drives us deeper into that stillness and into that peace. And science has proved to us that our minds don't know the difference between us remembering a feeling, acting out a feeling, or the feeling actually being present right now. It still has the same effect on the body. So that's why I'd like you to tap into that when we go into the meditation. So there's 3 little pointers before we start. One is that peace doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to go into silence and quiet. Some people might, and that's lovely if it does, but for most of us, things will still carry on. Our mind will probably still chatter, hopefully in the background and not in our face. It will still probably be doing a bit. There'll be noises and things around in the world will carry on around you, but what you will find is that you will feel calm and in the centre of it all, and you won't be flustered by it. So that's what peace really is. Secondly, your mind will wander in meditation, and if it does, that is fine. That's perfectly normal. And all I want you to do then is just bring your awareness back to your breath and back to the peace. And thirdly, when I finish guiding you into the meditation and we go into that space, we will be using a word up to that point of peace, and we'll be using our breath. But at some point you will find the words will just drop away, and your breath will just go to a normal level. Just allow that to happen and just settle into whatever is present, whatever wants to show itself, until you hear the second bell, and then I'll talk you round. Okay? So let's begin. So if you settle yourself down in your chair and just become fully present in this moment. So whether you're on a chair or a cushion on the floor, just really feel yourself present and grounded. It might help if you imagine roots going from your feet deep into the earth. That might help you feel grounded. But just bring yourself fully here. And then if you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. It just helps us not to be distracted so much. And we'll just take a couple of deep breaths together before we start. So when you're ready, we're just going to take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let it go. We're going to take another long, slow, deep breath in. And gently let it go. So on your next in-breath, I want you to imagine the breath is coming into the top of our head, into the crown. So we're going to breathe in here while we say peace, peace, peace. And as we breathe out, just feel the muscles of your head softening, relaxing, letting go. Peace, peace. We're going to breathe in again into the crown. Peace, peace. And as we let go, just feel your eyes softening, your jaw softening, letting go. Peace, peace. Breathing in to the crown. Peace, peace. Tapping into that feeling of peace. And as you breathe out, feel the muscles of your neck and shoulders relaxing, dropping down and letting go. Peace, peace. Just allowing that peace to flow through you. Breathing into the crown, peace, peace. And as we breathe out, dropping down into the heart, peace, peace. Breathing into the crown, peace, peace. And as we breathe out, just dropping right down to your belly, letting it soften, relaxing, letting go. Peace, peace. Breathing in again through the crown, peace, peace. And as you breathe out, just let that descend through your hips, through your legs, your ankles, feet and toes, deep into the earth. Peace, peace. So from the top of your head, through the soles of your feet, just let that peace really flow with every breath. Peace, peace. Coming back up to the crown, breathing in peace. And then dropping down to either your heart or your belly, wherever that stillness feels within your body. And just let that peace be breathed in to here. Peace, peace, peace. So just continue until you hear the second bell, and then I'll talk you round. So just gently bring your awareness back to your body. Just let yourself fully arrive, perhaps wiggle your fingers and toes. And only when you're completely ready, gently open your eyes.
We have 15 minutes left to share your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand, or you can use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and I'll invite you to take yourself off of mute. And if you'd like to ask Sandy a question or comment with confidentiality, put your message in the chat function at the bottom of the screen, and I'll read it out. Who'd like to share? Catherine.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Catherine.
When we were about to start, when Teresa read the confidentiality, I suddenly thought, oh, there's no one different. I thought, who's it going to be? It's like, look at that thing that we have patterns in our mind. There's no one not in the pattern. You're all here. And yeah, I felt such delight when you started. I really did. So thank you for leading us. It just felt really, felt really good. And I really appreciate the extra guidance, the softening of the jaw, and for me, that's really, really helpful. So I just really want to just share that I'm celebrating, as I'm sure some others are, that you're stepping up and being a new voice for us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I find that just taking that little bit of extra time to relax our bodies before we do some of this just helps us to go that little bit deeper. I think sometimes we come to things and we're just a bit too tight. And so if we can slowly relax our body, and you can spend a bit longer doing that before you even go into your meditation, it really does help you to go deeper into that stillness and remain there longer and really not want to come out of it. So
yeah, and the beauty of being in a group, and it being live is you're inviting us to place ourselves in your hands, which is also symbolic of placing ourselves to rest in God. So I think it takes on much greater power when for me to let you guide me was a lovely thing. So thank you.
Good, thank you.
Norman, take yourself off mute.
Yes, thank you very much, Sandy. It's uncanny the way when I join these meetings, it's just exactly what's needed. And the peace that I have recently been aware of, abundant peace and joy that these not only once told me that I could enjoy, it started to happen, and it happens exactly the way you just said. In this thoughts, the level that I'm at now, the amount of peace that settles on me is unbelievable. And the fact that what you've said today just reinforces that. And I thought, now, how can I share this? And I was going to cheat and look at all the names, but I just went through all the ones that came to mind. And then I thought, well, I'll spread it a wee bit more. Everybody, I like to put names, but sometimes there's that many, I just run out. So, and then I thought, okay, that's grand. I'll think of something else. But then I lost the warm feeling that's in just underneath me, in the middle of I lost it. Oh, it's a bit strange. And then I got the idea, try doing what's been suggested. So I went back into peace again. And then I had a wee image of the ocean and a little bit of joy and peace landing in it. And I thought, that's interesting. And then the way if you drop something in the ocean, it ripples out. And I thought, oh, that's a lovely thought. It's rippling out all around the world. And then I thought, well, why stop there? There's a lovely sky. I'll drop a wee bit in there. And well, don't stop there. What about the universe? And And the amount of peace, that generated in me was unbelievable. And then you think, I was just thinking, if I had to laugh, I had a beautiful day on Monday, and events which I would normally have got the ego going 100%, late buses, one thing and another, trains, it would have been a disastrous day. But, the mood it was in, things happened, withdrawn buses, it was unbelievable. I don't want to be stealing all the time, but I just thought I'd have to share that because it is absolutely amazing when it happens. And as I say, it's uncanny. But thank you all very, very much indeed.
Thank you, Norman. Yeah, that's just showing how it can just really flow. That's the whole point of this, is we're not meant to keep it to ourselves. It's a gift that we give out, and how beautiful is that? So that's really lovely.
Terry, would you like to share? Take yourself off mute.
Hi, Terry.
Good morning, Sandy. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, like Catherine said, I really enjoyed, listening to you, and you've got a very lovely countenance on our screens, and it's nice. It's nice, and a lovely smile. And what you've said this morning, it resonates with the lesson for the day, doesn't it? I place the future in the hands of God, because when I'm able to do that, when any of us are able to do that, we can't help but feel peace. When we are planning and trying to control and manipulate and all the rest of it, we can't be at peace. Our egos think that we'd be more peaceful when we know what's going to happen, or if I'm in control. And yet, it's the opposite. It's when we literally just let go, let go and let God, so to speak. That's when, the peace that is always there. And like you said, it just flows, And so long as we don't try and block that flow, just allow it to flow through us, and it will naturally emanate. And, I think you could stand next to somebody at a bus stop, not say a word. And if you're in that place, the person next to you is going to benefit. So thanks, Sandy. Thank you very much. And good on you, girl, for stepping up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who'd like to share? Jim, take yourself off mute.
Thank you, Dan. And thank you very much, Sandy. It was very good to have that long introduction to meditation. I realised that normally or very often anyway, I don't rush into meditation, but I don't give it the time preparation that it needs. I go straight into meditation. And so the first part of it is settling down rather than settling down first. So that was very good. And also connection with the peace. The subject of peace is very relevant at the moment. And of course, it isn't our peace, as you were saying. It flows. It's not ours. And I still fall into the trap sometimes of thinking that my peace can be disturbed. Well, it's not my peace, so it can't be disturbed. And what was clear in that meditation was, with your guidance, the underlying peace is always there and cannot be disturbed by anything. The thoughts can be there, as you were saying. They don't disturb the peace. The peace can have an effect on the thoughts, but the thoughts cannot have an effect on the peace, because nothing can. So it was a lovely reminder and a lovely meditation. So thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Dennis, would you like to share?
Just a short one, Sandy, to say thank you for the peaceful meditation.
You're most welcome, Dennis.
Linda, would you like to share? Take yourself off mute.
Yes, just a quick one. What Jim said about not rushing into meditation, to have that intro into it was just brought it all this piece that we start with. It was lovely. I just loved it. And yes, so I'm going to, you know, sometimes I quickly read a lesson and then go into meditation. But I think from what you've said this morning, I'll do it slightly differently now. So yes, thank you for that. It was a lovely meditation. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Linda. Yes, I think just by taking those few minutes just to ground and settle, you know, it really does prepare us to be in the right space, and then it just allows everything to just present itself that we need to know right now, right this minute, because we are, I mean, our minds are so full of so much going on, aren't they, you know, and it's sort of a way I find for me just to park everything outside the door, come into this space. And then it just is a beautiful opening and softening and allowing grace to come in. So yeah, so if you find that good, just take a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be long, as you've seen, you know, it just can take longer if you want to, if you feel you just need everything to relax that little bit more. But yeah, just even a couple of minutes of it can really help you just open more fully to grace. So good, thank you.
Would like to share? I'll jump in here and follow on from what Terry was saying, because this morning I was doing the lesson, I Place the Future in the Hands of God, and which really touched me. It was so beautiful. And then I made my mantra for the day, be present. And as I've walked through my day, I've been present. I've just kept on saying, be present. And I've come back, and my mind would shoot off again, thinking about 1,000 different things in the future. But I'd come back to the present. And when I'm in the present, I felt this wonderful peace. And I thought, this is my key to get to peace. It was such a beautiful experience, and I love the synchronicity that your share was about peace. Yeah. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks, Dan.
Who'd like to share?
Hello, it's Jill here. Oh,
sorry, Evelyn.
Jill.
And then Jill.
Oh,
okay, Jill, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sandy. What I found out was really good was that introduction. Everybody's mentioned that. And I was breathing in and breathing out. And when they came to a point where I said, okay, I've done enough breathing in and breathing out. And it was just at the time when you say, right, okay, now you go into the silence now on your own. And so it was just perfect. The timing of that introduction was perfect. I'm done.
Beautiful. Thanks, Jill.
Evelyn, would you like to share?
Thank you, Dan. Yes, thank you, Sandy. That was just beautiful and very helpful. And like Jim said, it brought up, it highlighted really strongly to me that peace is always there. It has never gone away, and it cannot go away, and it cannot be covered over. And so for me, it was just like reminding me that, you know, I am the peace of God. Everyone is the peace of God. It cannot leave, it cannot be anything other. And what goes on, it's just the screen. It's just the screen, and not to get so fixated by the screen, but to come back just in a millisecond to where I've never left. And it was that was a real, like Jim, that was, to me, that was a real revelation that no matter what's going on, or I think's going on, it's just the screen, and that the peace has never gone anywhere and can never, and I just find so much comfort and peace in that, and that is for all of us. I just love that, and I think that, gosh, the love of God, my goodness, how do we describe that on the peace of God? So thank you for that, and thanks be to God and to all of you who are just such beautiful reflections to me of that holy love. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, we've come to the top of our meditation.
Very powerful. So use that, you know, in your day. Sometimes just take a breath. You know, when we're so wound up with things, we're tight. Take a breath. It brings you back to your peace. So I think that's a good place to finish. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, we've come to the end. Please take yourself off of mute and show your appreciation to Sandy.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sandy.
Thank
Thank you, Miracle Network.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.